What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Ticker Fee video and welcome to the Ticker Fee family. As you can see, the ticker symbol we're going to be talking about today is PLTR or Palantir. And so what we're going to be talking about is a few articles that I've noticed, a few comments, and then the main part of this video is going to be talking about the commercial revenue growth key as the government business thrives, as well as how Palantir allows payment on Bitcoin. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. I talk about small, medium, and large cap companies, specifically blue chip or penny stocks. So always leave a recommendation, leave a comment down below if there is a stock specifically that you do want to talk about, and I will do my best to leave a comment and upload a video on the stock that you prefer me talk about. So I really do appreciate it. And for those that have been supporting me thus far, guys, thank you so much. I am so close to hitting 1,000. It's unreal, and it's been a great journey so far. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so you may or may not have seen this on some of the articles here lately, but this is what it said. What we are hearing. Retail traders were the only group to buy U.S. equities for the third week in a row, as institutional clients sold equities for the third straight week and hedge funds sold for the fifth week, posting their largest outflows in more than a month. Bank of America's data analytics team reported in a note to the clients. So this is one of the first comments that I noticed in one of the articles, and so I just wanted to point this out. I think this is interesting. It's not a surprise. We've all seen it, but this is a real indicator of what's going on in the market. All right, so this is the first article by Investor Place. More deals should be led to more gains for Palantir. So though PLTR stock looks like it's stuck, a breakout moment could be just around the corner, which I completely agree with. So you scroll down onto this article, you'll be able to see big government contracts, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Now, not only that Palantir secured a $44 million contract from the FDA, they reportedly, Palantir's role will be to assist the FDA with drug reviews. Now, here's the other thing, serving the private sector. Palantir has recently established or renewed their partnerships with, if you did not know this, you've got the company called Ranger AG to accelerate its shift to a digital first media company. You've got a ticker symbol FURCF, which is to gain further insight into the data across the company, from manufacturing to purchasing, from engineering to finances. You've got 3M, which is a major company when it comes to the PPE. So you already know that comes with the mask and whatnot. And the other one is going to be IBM. Now that's going to be to develop artificial intelligence enabled data solutions for the business. But the main point why I brought up this article was the title. More deals should lead to more gains for Palantir, which I completely agree. The more companies that are involved with Palantir, the stock's only going to continue. Now, yes, that is common sense, but it is a fact. And so I just wanted to point this out. Okay, so Palantir stock, the commercial revenue growth is key as government business thrives. Now, Palantir Technologies, the government business remains its chief growth driver, which is great because the government itself is not going anywhere. So this is a few of the items that I thought were really important, so I highlighted them. So Palantir stock would get a boost if commercial revenue growth picks up at the back half of 2021, analysts say. So Palantir's government revenue rose 76% from earlier period to $208 million. Now, in the two previous quarters, the government revenue climbed from 85% and 68%. So the commercial revenue rose 19%. To $133 million in the March quarter. Now, in the two previous quarters, keep in mind the commercial revenue climbed 4% and 35% as well. So here's the other point that I wanted to show you. So Palantir stock fell 6.5% to close at 18.89 on this day. Now, Palantir recently forged a sell partnership with IBM. It has also added salespeople for the enterprise market. Now, in the March quarter, Palantir added as well 11 new commercial customers, giving it a total of 149, which is great. So think about that. They've added salespeople for the enterprise market. In the March quarter, they added 11 new commercial customers. And so as you can see, if we look at those numbers and keep remembering what I was just saying, Palantir's government revenue rose 76%. The commercial revenues from 19% to 130 million just in the March quarter. I mean, that's great. So if we could just do quarter to quarter, that's going to bring the catalyst up, and we're going to have a quick upward trend. All right, so this is the update. Palantir allows payment in Bitcoin and moles investing in cryptocurrencies. First, leave a comment down below. I'm really curious as what your thought process is on just with cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin when it comes to Palantir. Now, Palantir Technologies is backed, and U.S. analytics company said just here recently on May 11th that it had started accepting Bitcoin as a payment from customers and was also considering investing into cryptocurrencies as well. So they're saying that the company says it expects the current quarter revenue to rise 43% to 360 million. Now, analysts were expecting 344.31 million according to the IBES data. Now, known mainly for its work in the U.S. government defenses like we talked about and intelligence agencies, including the Central Intelligence Agency, Palantir enables customers to integrate their data with its software platform. So Palantir, which if you didn't know this and this is your first time hearing about this company, it was co-founded in 2003. And so I just wanted to point that out. That's why it's highlighted. And then here's the last point of this article. The company's revenue rose 49% to 341.2 million in the first quarter, which is above estimates of 332.23, again, according to the data. Okay, so you may or may not seen this on the CNBC website, but it says Fed warns about the potential for significant declines in asset prices as the valuations climb. So that's going to be one of the indicators that I'm going to be talking about in the charts, but there's also going to be the hedge funds, the inflation, the taxes, sell-off, and whatnot. So we're going to break that down. So let's check out the chart, and then we're going to have this price prediction. So look, currently I understand this is what it feels like. It feels that we're going through some type of earthquake. We're going through this crazy storm, and you don't see any way out. I completely understand. But if you just fast forward to Q3 and Q4, this is probably what it's going to look like. I'm super excited and pumped. I am hunkered down currently. I am holding my stocks. I am not stressing out. I'm keeping it in mind. I'm trying my best not to just think about the short term, but just think about the long term, because that's what you're going to have to do. So leave a comment down below if you own this stock, if you're thinking about buying it. So now let's actually look at the charts. So now I know when you're looking at the stock, you're questioning and wondering what is going on. You're trying to figure out, why did my stock go from a high of 45 to then fast forwarding to the middle of May and it's at $20? I mean, what is going on? So here's the thing. Yes, there has been things that have created the correction amongst the stock, but let's not focus so much on our stock, but let's actually focus on what is the reasoning why not only this stock, but all the other stocks, especially the growth ones, are being affected. So the first thing is going to be inflation, and that's going to be not only inflation but hyperinflation. There is a fear of it. Everybody's talking about the commodities. Why is the price of bread and milk and lumber increasing? We know what happened with the pandemic just here last year, and with all the catalysts that came with that. So keep that in mind first of all. So that's going to be inflation. It is the fear. I don't think it's going to be the long-term case, especially in this market, but I do think due to the fear, it is going to affect our stock. Then we've talked about taxes. Yes, first-time capital gains, you're having to pay these taxes. There's been a lot of new retail investors, which I've mentioned in other videos, that they're having to pay for their taxes for the first time. This is not a surprise, but they are, and so they're having to sell these stocks. And one of the popular ones is going to be Palantir. Now, with the sell-offs, the biggest thing, which is what I want to kind of stress, is going to be the hedge funds. So they are currently still shorting the market. They are selling off. They're getting rid of as many stocks as possible. That way they can buy low. And so currently we know, especially in March and April, and then the majority of May, we've seen these stocks being sold off. And now they're slowly starting to creep back up. And that's why I've been saying in the past videos, Q3, and Q4. It's all about Q3 and Q4 because I know, especially this stock, it's going to have an upward trend. So always keep that in mind. Now, even though that is the case, on the day that we had that high, which was, remember, January the 27th. So January and February was great. Now we had a volume of 170 million. So if we fast forward to today, we went from 170 million volume to 79 million. So you're thinking, well, is it because of my stock? Well, the answer is no. Our stock is really good. I have so much skin in the game with this stock, and I am pumped for the future. The next 5 to 10 years, I do like to hold stocks for a really long time, and this is one of the stocks that I'm really investing in. But remember, again, at the end of January, we had 170 million buys and sells. Now we fast forward to today, which is great. We closed higher than what we opened up at, and you can see the wick just a little bit above and below the candlestick, but we had that volume of 79 million. I mean, that is a drastic discrepancy and a huge gap. So you almost do a gap analysis on just what was the difference between then and now. And that's going to be the hedge fund, the inflations, the taxes, and whatnot, especially, which not everyone's been mentioning, is going to be the infrastructure plan. Those hedge fund companies, they're getting pressure and stress to meet the quarter-to-quarter revenue. So just like this stock and any other stocks, when they're talking about their first quarter 2021 financial results and their key business highlights, for the hedge funds, it is the same. They have to provide a service and then create the positive stocks and continue to have those gains. And so these are going to affect our stock and all the other growth stocks, especially the popular ones. So please keep that in mind when you're looking at your stock day to day. Yes, clearly it's going to affect you, but just like I was saying about the hurricane, you fast forward, we are going to be on the beach. That just is what happens. So when I look at this stock, even though currently it's at $20, I still think we're going to get back to the $30 range by the end of this year. So I'm super excited. We're going to have a slow creep, but you're slowly going to start to see it. So I have really huge hope. So leave a comment down below if you own the stock, how many shares it is. I really do appreciate the comments. It always, just kind of gives me some type of direction on what the majority is understanding and what they like. And so with Palantir, if you own these stocks or how many shares it is, leave a comment down below. And thank you so much for listening to this video. I really do appreciate it. And welcome to the Ticker family.